What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. General Zod's character file was put in the game recently, and today we're going to talk about him. Let's go ahead and hit that intro and get right into the video. Alright guys, so General Zod's game file just dropped into DC Worlds Collide, and that basically confirms he's coming as the new season legendary for Fire and Ice. I'm going to be honest, I'm not very impressed with his kit. On paper, he looks decent. He's built around Frostbite and Burn, and he has a clear team synergy, which automatically gives him more value. Anytime a legendary character gets a built-in synergy, that's a big deal. But when I actually look at his kit, he feels very underwhelming, honestly. His whole identity is splitting damage between Burn and Frostbite, but he doesn't fully dominate either one. He sits in this weird middle ground where he's not the best Freeze character and not the best Burn character. General Zod's attack kit is built entirely around freezing and burning enemies while spreading those effects across teams. So Zod's ultimate deals heavy physical damage and freezes an entire enemy row for one turn, with bonus damage if he targets the front row at level 2 and splash damage hitting the back row at level 3. His basic attack randomly triggers either Heat Vision or Frost Breath, with a chance to apply stacks of Burn through superpower damage or stacks of Frostbite through physical damage. And at higher levels this becomes guaranteed and even increases the number of stacks applied. Zod's advanced attack, all-encompassing Wrath, causes Burn to spread when enemies detonate and Frostbite to spread when enemies are frozen. This creates a chain reaction pressure across the enemy formation, and as those effects upgrade, the number of times these chain applications can happen per turn increases. So Zod's passive allows him to survive a fatal blow once per battle by staying at 1 HP, immediately gaining a new turn, and then healing a large portion of his health at the start of that turn, letting him swing momentum back in his favor. Finally, his team synergy gives him permanent physical damage reduction in battle, but makes him take extra superpower damage, while also reducing the cost of his ultimate when other Kryptonians are on his team, rewarding you for building full Kryptonian comps around him. However, guys, since the majority of characters in the game rely on superpower damage, this trade-off makes him and the team highly susceptible to punishment from a larger portion of the entire roster in the game. Now, his passive where he survives fatal damage, heals himself, is cool. I do like it. I can see clutch potential there. But once per battle, revival mechanics are pretty standard now, honestly, and I feel like a lot of teams are set up to beat those kind of mechanics. So that alone for me isn't enough to make him feel like a must-pull. His skills basically boil down to he can freeze a row, he applies Frostbite, he applies Burn, and he spreads those debuffs when enemies get frozen or detonated. That sounds strong, but it's very conditional. It relies heavily on setup. You guys also need Zod at rank 10 for his level 3 team synergy, and to maximize what the team wants to do, which this alone will take a lot of super encrypted tokens to pull him, and possibly real money to get. And personally, guys, I don't know about you, but I'm burnt out on summoning for new characters at the moment, especially for ones that I don't have a lot of nostalgia for. I've never been the biggest Zod fan, and the Burn team that I built works extremely well, so I don't see the need to pull for him quite yet. Zod feels like a setup character instead of a carry, and we have a lot of characters in the game that provide that role already. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on and talk about his team synergy. So Zod has direct synergy with Kryptonian characters. That already makes him more valuable than he probably deserves to be on raw power alone. So OG Superman is an obvious pairing. Supergirl technically works too, but let's be real, she's still bad and needs a buff. I don't see her suddenly becoming meta just because Zod exists. Burn-focused characters like DCU Superman, Superboy, Bizarro, and Starfire could work with him because he likes the Burn application, but realistically, I don't think Starfire is going to see much play here because Zod's kit is clearly pushing heavy Kryptonian synergy. Some of the Kryptonian characters don't have the tag at the moment, so that needs to be fixed as well for Zod's kit to really work effectively. But Frostbite characters like Aquaman and Mera are also interesting options. they could actually make his Frostbite side feel more consistent. But right now, that's all speculation. We don't really have real combat testing. We also don't know what his badge is yet and what that does. And that matters quite a bit. His badge could completely fix his problems, or it can make them worse. Right now, we just don't know. Without that missing piece, he just feels kind of incomplete. Zod doesn't seem to be someone you pull because he breaks the game. He's someone you pull because he makes a specific kind of team better. He's got a very specific role, and I'm unsure if the role is going to be beneficial or not quite yet. So unless his badge turns him into a monster, I don't see him defining the meta. I see him being strong in a very specific comp and kind of average everywhere else. But I also take note that he's probably going to be pretty good in PvP because they're going to give the PvE not requirements, but he's going to have a higher chance of, having better attack stats and stuff like that in defense and health through PvP for the season specifically. Like all Burn characters and Frostbite characters probably will. So keep that in mind. But that's just my first reaction, guys. Once we see his badge in real gameplay, my opinion could change. But for now, I'm cautiously disappointed. We're also most likely getting Firestorm and Killer Frost this season. Or let me rephrase that. We are getting them because it was confirmed. Go check the Discord out. They went and posted something about it. But they could also impact the team in many ways. We'll just have to wait and see what they do. Let me know what you guys think. Am I underrating him a little bit? Or do you also think he looks mid? But that's going to be all for the video today. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to smash that like button, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.